what is Daoism? What does it mean to be part of the way? What does Wu Wei mean? I'm sitting here smoking a cigar. This one is A.J. Fernandez H. Upman, Nicaraguan with the teal label. It's not my favorite, but I'm sitting here reflecting. I'm thinking about being present right now. Daoism teaches me that insofar as philosophy goes, the only thing that is real is happening right here, around me. The seat that I'm sitting in, the smell of the cigar, the burp coming up in my stomach from my carbonated drink. These are experiences that, when on autopilot, I simply pass off as if I'm just getting through the day. Daoism teaches us that there is a flow to life and that we will get where we're going to get. We've come from where we've come from. We can't change that. It's part of our path. Daoism teaches that life flows like a river. And in doing so, you can trace a river back from its origin. And on some level, a river or the flow of water will go to the place where it inevitably must follow. If water is traveling from a mountaintop glacier and terminates into a lake or into the ocean, it will choose, based on the resistance it meets, a path. The river does not flow upwards. It can collect and remain stagnant in one place until at some point perhaps it will drain somewhere else. But life is that path. It assumes, the Tao that is, that our origin and our resistance that we will meet are part of a path that is largely defined by where we started. We cannot get to the top of another mountain when our path is flowing. And that attempting to force the river up a mountain will ultimately be futile, or we will meet resistance and be stuck where we are. The way, the path of the Tao teaches us that while we are traveling in our life, we will meet certain obstacles, we will meet certain resistance, but as we go on our path, the natural state of being, that we will go around them, we will flow, we will be impeded. There will be natural stoppers and dams to the path of our flow. But what we ultimately do is work our way around them by being flexible, by being yielding, by giving way, not giving up, but giving way and working, and not by forcing. The Daoism itself means the way of effortless living. And of course, we all want to live effortlessly. We want so much to be able to not lift a finger and get everything that we want. That's not possible. However, there are things in our life that are simply a part of our path. And that when we align with that path, and that when we turn our sails, the direction of life will take us where we need to be. If you can relate this to potentially some sort of supernatural, some people might call it God's timing or God's plan. I'm not here to debate that or discuss that, but I believe that it fits in a lot of ideologies that allow us to take into account the fact that trying to maintain control on everything ultimately makes us unhappy. Being able to let go gives us the most happiness. And it's not something that I can simply teach, or that ancient philosophers could simply teach. It was something that at the end of many people's lives have claimed was the source of true happiness. Sometimes we think of the character Yoda from Star Wars, always grinding it, using his stick to beat into Luke Skywalker's head. That he was never focused on the present. The present, in every moment, becomes the past. The future doesn't exist. It's only an illusion. We've created many illusions in ourselves that we worry about. One of the things that is taught is that there's a difference between reaction and response. In the Tao, we respond. We don't react. I can't turn the river around. I'm still going somewhere in my life. I will end up there eventually. Now, I'm not saying that our fate is predetermined. It's certainly not. But there are things that are in our path that will present themselves. We can resist. We can be flexible. We can potentially deviate and change our path if it's possible. But we can also forgive ourselves. One of the things that so many people hold on to is the path from which they've come. Many people liken the term the broken road that led me to you, to wherever. I don't like that term because it's a little cliche, but it's true. That broken path has brought us to where we are. And it can be traced all the way back through our lifetimes. And so what I would tell you is that by letting go and feeling nature, the great plan, God's ultimate timing, is something that you can do and let go of the control. The more you clutch, like sand or water, the harder you grip, it will just slip through your fingers. So holding on to the one thing you can right now is something you can control. It's something that you should enjoy. And that instead of spending your right now worrying about the past or the future, the illusion of what if, you will be able to enjoy the present. I'm enjoying this cigar. I'm enjoying a nice shady spot in this parking lot. I'm enjoying having a few moments rest in this comfortable seat. I'm not deciding that something needs to happen in order for me to be happy. I am happy. I am enough. You are enough. The moment that you're in right now, the universe has conspired for millions of years for you to be where you are right now. And it would be such a shame for you to miss the possible enjoyment, the peace, the surrender of what this moment can offer you. I understand that you might be stressed. You might be terribly stressed and concerned about things that have happened, things that you've done, things that have happened to you. But in this moment right now, if you are safe, if your needs are met, try and forget everything you know. Forget what a tree is. Forget what an animal is. Forget what a job is. And sit back and choose to take in the wonder, the enjoyment, the curiosity of the world that you inhabit. My feet were hurting earlier, but now they're not because I'm seated. I'm relaxing with the cigar. I'm sitting in the air conditioning and it feels nice. My clothes are comfortable. My pants are not binding on my skin. And I'm just sitting back. I see clouds, green grass. I listen to some good music. The journey is part of life. We spend so much time rushing to the end, thinking, perhaps if this happens, then I'll be happy. I'll be satisfied once I get this job, once I meet this person. And we spend so much time not believing that the moment we are in right now is valuable. But I urge you, consider the fact that the moment that you're in is the most precious moment of your life, because it's the only one you still have control over. And those things that were coming will come. I don't know if that's success, a fancy car, money, the perfect relationship. Perhaps they will come. But water doesn't know where it's going to end up. It has a path. Alan Watts always said that we don't listen to music to get to the end. The fast parts and the slow parts, the rests between notes, are just as important as the loud clanging of the cymbals or of the staccato playing of a flute. Getting there is the most important part, and absorbing this song. Your life is a song. Your life is a glorious dance. If the only goal of doing the Black Swan dance in ballet was to get to the final resting place and the final note in the crescendo of the song, everyone would just play the final note and the dancer would walk to the final stage spike. And that wouldn't satisfy anyone. Enjoy each moment. Embrace the fact that right now is what you have. You may be going through pain. Pain is the media, the process by which we learn, by which our path is determined. Going through life without pain is impossible. Pain is an inevitability. If a river was perfectly straight, it would just be a canal. But imagine the infrastructure and the time and effort that it takes to move through the canal, to build a canal, to create it, to direct the water. We don't have that within our power, do we? So you will have pain. You will have moments of grief, moments of learning. You will have rest notes in between crescendo notes. The spaces between big moments are just as important as big moments. So flow in your life. Let your life happen. Because this is the only right now you will ever have. The right now from 14 minutes ago is gone. Maybe you've wasted your time watching this. I hope you haven't. But I beg you, try and find a moment that is happening right now still within your grasp, and hold it loosely. Don't crush it in your hand. Look for the small things. Look for the things that just make you happy right now, in the place that you are. And meditate. It doesn't mean to sit and say, "Om." Breathe in positive and breathe out negative. You can do that. But just be. You are already going there. I'm not asking you to change your perspective. That's an insult to the intelligence of a normal person. But I am asking you to take stock of where you are. Respond. Don't react. Things will happen, but don't force. Don't push against something. Flow around it. It may take time. When a river meets a valley, it will fill and it will remain stagnant. And it will become a lake. And perhaps then that stillness is what you will have achieved. Or perhaps you will overflow. After enough time of stillness, your path will lead you somewhere else. But don't resist that. Don't resist. Don't despise. When people say go with the flow, this is what they're talking about. There's also a principle in Zen Buddhism that talks a lot about this too. But learn to love the moment you're in. Take the time for things that really matter. The people in your life, your friendships, your family, your coworkers. Because in that moment where you still have control, you can do the right thing. You can help someone. You can choose the right path. Make the right decision. Do justice. You can give mercy. I just hope and pray that today and that as we are moving on through our lives, you will take stock and take a little Polaroid capture of the moment you're in and just be. Just be present. Just exist here. Because the other moments will come. Of course they will. The sun will come up, the sun will go down. You don't have any control. And tomorrow will be here. And then it will be right now. And then you will do whatever it is that you need to do to be present when tomorrow